Force yourself to be consistent. How to stay focused, motivated, and unstoppable. Written and published by Inspire Audiobook. Introduction. What separates successful people from those who struggle? It's not luck, talent, or intelligence. It's consistency. The ability to show up, take action, and stay committed, even when you don't feel like it, is the real key to achieving anything in life. We often rely on motivation to get things done, but motivation is fleeting. Some days, you'll feel energized and ready to conquer the world. Other days, you won't even want to get out of bed. That's why you must force yourself to be consistent, even when motivation is nowhere to be found. In this audiobook, you'll learn how to build self-discipline, overcome procrastination, and create a routine that keeps you on track. You'll discover why small daily actions are more powerful than occasional bursts of effort, and how to stay focused through setbacks. Whether you want to grow in your career, improve your health, or achieve personal goals, consistency is the secret ingredient. Success doesn't come from doing things sometimes. It comes from doing the right things every day. Are you ready to break free from inconsistency and become unstoppable? Let's begin your journey to mastering discipline and achieving long-term success. Chapter 8. The power of small wins and daily progress. Success is not built overnight. It is the result of small, consistent actions taken every single day. Most people believe that life-changing transformations come from massive breakthroughs or sudden strokes of luck, but in reality, success is the result of small wins that accumulate over time. Whether in business, health, personal growth, or relationships, small daily improvements lead to significant long-term results. The problem is that many people overlook the power of these small steps because they seem insignificant in the moment. They expect instant results and get discouraged when they don't see immediate progress. However, if you shift your mindset to focus on small daily progress, you will realize that consistency is far more important than intensity. Think about any great achievement in history. The world's top athletes, entrepreneurs and innovators didn't wake up one day and suddenly become great. They committed to small, consistent actions that compounded over time. A writer doesn't finish a book in a day. It happens by writing a few pages daily. A bodybuilder doesn't develop strength overnight. It happens through disciplined training every day. A successful entrepreneur doesn't build a multi-million-dollar business instantly. It grows through consistent effort, learning and refining over time. Small wins create momentum, and momentum creates unstoppable progress. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with consistency is that they underestimate the impact of small efforts. They feel like doing something small is not enough, so they either give up or wait for a perfect time to make a big leap. This is a flawed mindset. The truth is, small progress is better than no progress. A 5-minute workout is better than skipping the gym altogether. Reading 2 pages of a book is better than not reading at all. Writing 1 paragraph a day will eventually lead to a full book. These small steps might not seem significant in the moment, but over time, they add up to incredible achievements. The compound effect explains how small, consistent actions lead to exponential growth. Imagine if you improve just 1% every day. That doesn't sound like much, right? But over a year, improving by 1% daily results in a massive transformation. Small, seemingly insignificant actions, when repeated consistently, create powerful results. On the other hand, neglecting small actions can lead to failure. Skipping the gym one day might not seem like a big deal, but if it becomes a habit, you'll eventually lose progress. Spending money irresponsibly for one day might not harm your finances, but doing it consistently will lead to debt. Success and failure are both the result of accumulated habits, not one-time actions. To build a habit of small wins, you must set realistic and achievable goals. Many people fail because they set massive, unrealistic goals that feel overwhelming. Instead of saying, "I will exercise for 2 hours every day," start with a 10-minute workout. Instead of saying, "I will read 50 books this year," start with 1 page a day. The key is to make progress feel manageable so you don't get discouraged. Small wins create a sense of accomplishment which fuels motivation and keeps you moving forward. Another powerful strategy is tracking your progress. When you see tangible proof of your improvement, it reinforces your commitment to consistency. A simple habit tracker, journal, or checklist can work wonders. Seeing a streak of completed tasks creates a psychological drive to keep going. It's why people feel motivated to maintain a winning streak in games or keep up their daily step count when using a fitness app. Tracking progress turns consistency into a game, making it more enjoyable and sustainable. To make small wins even more effective, you should celebrate your progress. Many people only reward themselves after reaching a big goal, but this can make the journey feel long and exhausting. Instead, acknowledge and appreciate your small wins along the way. If you've completed 5 workouts in a row, recognize that as an achievement. If you've been consistently working on your side hustle for a month, take a moment to appreciate your effort. These small celebrations reinforce positive behavior and keep you motivated. Another crucial aspect of embracing small wins is shifting your mindset from perfection to progress. Perfectionism is one of the biggest killers of consistency. Many people refuse to take action unless they can do something perfectly, which often leads to procrastination or giving up entirely. But perfection is an illusion. Progress is what truly matters. Instead of aiming for flawless execution, focus on simply showing up and making incremental improvements. If you're learning a new skill, don't expect to master it immediately. Just aim to be slightly better than yesterday. Consistency beats perfection every time. When it comes to achieving long-term success, the 80-20 rule, Pareto principle, can also be helpful. This principle states that 80% of your results come from 20% of your actions. In other words, you don't have to be perfect in every area to make significant progress. You just need to consistently focus on the most important actions. Identify the small, high-impact tasks that drive the most progress and prioritize them. If you're a writer, that means focusing on writing daily rather than getting stuck on minor edits. If you're a business owner, it means spending time on sales and marketing rather than unnecessary tasks. The key is to focus on consistent high-value actions that move you forward. It's also essential to recognize that progress isn't always linear. There will be days when you feel unstoppable and days when progress seems slow or non-existent. This is completely normal. What matters is that you keep going, even when you don't see immediate results. Think of it like planting a tree. In the beginning you don't see much growth, but beneath the surface roots are forming. Over time, with consistent watering and care, the tree eventually grows strong and tall. The same principle applies to your goals. Trust that your daily efforts are making a difference, even if the results aren't immediately visible. Many people quit because they compare their progress to others. They see someone who seems to be succeeding effortlessly and feel discouraged about their own slow progress. But success is not a race, it's a personal journey. The only person you should compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. Small progress is still progress, and as long as you are improving, you are on the right path. To stay motivated, remind yourself why you started. When progress feels slow, reconnect with your original purpose. Why did you set this goal in the first place? What would happen if you gave up? Sometimes reminding yourself of the consequences of inconsistency can be a powerful motivator. If you don't take action today, where will you be in a year? The answer is simple: exactly where you are now, or even further behind. The choice is yours. In summary, small wins and daily progress are the secret to long-term success. Instead of waiting for motivation or looking for shortcuts, focus on consistent, manageable actions that build momentum over time. Track your progress, celebrate small wins, and prioritize high-impact tasks. Let go of perfectionism and trust that your efforts are compounding, even if the results aren't immediately visible. Most importantly, commit to showing up every day, because true success is built one small step at a time. No matter where you are in your journey, you have the power to make progress today. Take one step forward, no matter how small, and keep moving. Because in the end, it's not about how fast you go, it's about never stopping. Chapter 9: Accountability and Environment Design. One of the most overlooked aspects of consistency is accountability. Many people struggle to stay on track because they rely solely on willpower and self-discipline. But the truth is, even the most disciplined individuals benefit from external accountability. When you hold yourself accountable, or better yet when someone else does, it becomes much harder to quit. The human brain is wired to seek approval and avoid social discomfort, which is why accountability structures can be so powerful. If you make a public commitment to a goal, share it with someone you respect, or join a group that values consistency, you are far more likely to follow through. There are several ways to implement accountability in your life. One of the simplest methods is to find an accountability partner, someone who shares a similar goal or is committed to helping you stay on track. This could be a friend, a mentor, a coach, or even a group of like-minded individuals. The key is to check in regularly and report on your progress. When you know someone else is expecting an update from you, you are less likely to make excuses and more likely to stay committed to your goals. Another powerful accountability tool is setting deadlines. Without a clear deadline, tasks often get pushed aside in favor of immediate gratification. When you set a deadline, especially one with consequences, you create urgency and motivation to complete the task. Self-imposed deadlines work well, but external deadlines, like public commitments or professional obligations, are even more effective. For example, if you announce to your audience that you will publish a book by a specific date, you will feel a stronger drive to meet that goal, rather than pushing it off indefinitely. Tracking progress is another essential component of accountability. If you don't measure your progress, you won't know whether you're improving, stagnating, or regressing. Keeping a journal, using a habit tracking app, or maintaining a simple checklist can help you visualize your efforts and stay motivated. Seeing tangible proof of your consistency builds momentum and reinforces the habit of following through. Beyond accountability, designing your environment for success plays a crucial role in maintaining consistency. Your surroundings influence your behavior more than you realize. A cluttered, distracting, or uninspiring environment can make it difficult to stay disciplined, while a well-structured, motivating space can keep you focused and driven. The key is to set up your environment in a way that makes it easier to do the right things and harder to fall into bad habits. One way to design your environment for success is to remove temptations that hinder your progress. If your goal is to eat healthy, don't keep junk food within reach. If you want to focus on deep work, eliminate distractions like unnecessary notifications or social media access. By making bad habits inconvenient, you reduce the likelihood of slipping into them. On the other hand, make good habits easy to follow. If you want to read more, keep books in visible and easily accessible places. If you want to exercise consistently, prepare your workout clothes the night before. The fewer barriers you have to starting a good habit, the more likely you are to follow through. Your environment should serve as a constant reminder of your goals, nudging you toward productive behaviors instead of self-sabotaging ones. Another aspect of environment design is surrounding yourself with the right people. Your social circle has a significant impact on your habits and mindset. If you spend time with people who prioritize consistency, discipline, and self-improvement, you will naturally adopt those traits. Conversely, if you surround yourself with people who procrastinate, make excuses, or engage in destructive behaviors, you will be influenced by their mindset. The saying "you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with" holds a lot of truth. Choose your circle wisely and align yourself with individuals who push you to be better. Joining a community or a group that values consistency can also be a game changer. Whether it's an online group, a mastermind, or a local club, being part of a community with shared goals creates a sense of belonging and accountability. When you see others progressing, it inspires you to stay on track. Healthy competition and shared motivation can be powerful drivers of consistency. Another environment-related factor to consider is your daily routines and cues. Humans are creatures of habit, and much of what we do is triggered by environmental cues. If you always scroll on your phone before bed, your brain associates bedtime with phone usage. If you always drink coffee while reading in the morning, your brain links coffee with reading. By intentionally setting up positive cues, you can reinforce good habits. For example, if you want to work out every morning, place your running shoes next to your bed as a visual reminder. If you want to write consistently, designate a specific space where you only focus on writing. A structured routine eliminates the mental effort of deciding what to do next. When you know exactly what actions to take and when to take them, consistency becomes almost automatic. This is why high achievers often have strict morning and evening routines. By reducing decision fatigue, they make it easier to stay disciplined. Your environment isn't just physical, it also includes your mental and digital space. If your mind is cluttered with stress, negative self-talk, and distractions, it becomes difficult to stay consistent. Practicing mindfulness, journaling, and setting clear priorities can help declutter your mental environment. Similarly, curating your digital space, unsubscribing from unnecessary emails, organizing your workspace, and limiting exposure to negative content can create a more focused and productive atmosphere. Accountability and environment design go hand in hand. When you build a system of accountability, you create external pressure to stay consistent. When you design your environment for success, you remove unnecessary obstacles and make good habits easier to follow. Instead of relying solely on willpower, you create conditions that naturally support your goals. Consistency is not about perfection. It's about reducing friction and increasing commitment. It's about setting up structures that make it harder to fail and easier to succeed. When you take accountability for your actions and optimize your environment, you remove many of the common barriers that hold people back. By implementing these strategies, you can transform consistency from a struggle into a natural part of your life. No matter what your goals are, building a business, getting fit, mastering a skill, or improving your personal growth, the combination of accountability and environment design will keep you on track. If you want to be consistent, don't just rely on willpower. Instead, create a system that makes success inevitable. Chapter 10: Dealing with burnout and staying consistent. Long-term consistency is essential for success, but what happens when you push yourself too hard and burn out? Many people start with strong momentum, but over time, they experience exhaustion, frustration, and a lack of motivation. This is where most give up, believing they have reached their limits. However, the truth is that burnout doesn't mean you are incapable. It simply means your approach needs adjustment. To maintain consistency in the long run, you must recognize the warning signs of burnout, develop strategies to recover, and create a system that allows for sustainable progress without feeling overwhelmed. Burnout is not just about being physically tired. It is a state of mental and emotional exhaustion caused by prolonged stress or overcommitment. It happens when you push yourself beyond your limits without allowing proper rest and recovery. The biggest mistake people make is thinking that success requires constant, intense effort without breaks. This mindset leads to fatigue, reduced productivity, and a lack of enthusiasm for what once excited you. To avoid burnout, you need to understand the difference between working hard and working smart. Consistency does not mean exhausting yourself every day. It means showing up regularly in a way that is sustainable over time. One of the first signs of burnout is a loss of motivation. If you find yourself dreading tasks that once excited you or feeling uninterested in your goals, it could be a sign that you're pushing too hard without proper balance. Another common symptom is feeling physically or mentally drained even after getting enough sleep. You may also experience increased irritability, difficulty concentrating, or a decline in your performance. Ignoring these signs can lead to complete exhaustion, making it harder to stay consistent. Instead of trying to push through burnout with sheer willpower, you need to take a step back and reassess your approach. A major cause of burnout is setting unrealistic expectations. Many people expect quick results and feel frustrated when progress is slow. They take on too much at once, thinking that working harder will lead to faster success. However, success is a marathon, not a sprint. You must set realistic, achievable goals that allow steady progress without overwhelming yourself. Instead of focusing on perfection, focus on progress. It's better to be consistently good than occasionally perfect. A sustainable approach ensures that you can keep going without feeling drained. Another factor that contributes to burnout is a lack of rest and recovery. Just as muscles need time to repair after a workout, your mind and body need time to recharge. Pushing yourself non-stop, without breaks, leads to diminishing returns. Rest is not a sign of weakness. It is a strategic tool for long-term success. High-performing individuals and top athletes understand the importance of recovery. They don't train at maximum intensity every single day. They schedule rest days to allow their bodies to recover and perform better in the long run. The same principle applies to productivity and consistency. Taking short breaks, practicing self-care, and allowing yourself to recharge will help you maintain energy and focus. One effective way to prevent burnout is by implementing the 80-20 rule in your routine. This principle states that 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. Instead of trying to do everything at once, focus on the most impactful tasks. Identify the key activities that bring the highest return on investment and prioritize them. This allows you to make consistent progress without spreading yourself too thin. It's about working smarter, not harder. When you concentrate on what truly matters, you reduce unnecessary stress and improve efficiency. Another important factor in staying consistent long-term is developing a system of structured breaks. Many people think they need to work non-stop to achieve their goals, but this approach is counterproductive. The human brain is not designed to focus for extended periods without rest. Research shows that taking short breaks can actually enhance productivity and creativity. The Pomodoro technique is a great way to incorporate structured breaks into your routine. It involves working for a focused 25–50 minutes and then taking a 5–10-minute break. This method prevents mental fatigue and helps maintain concentration throughout the day. Longer breaks, such as a day off each week or a vacation every few months, are also essential for long-term consistency. Another powerful way to stay consistent without burning out is to build variety into your routine. Doing the same thing every day, without variation, can become mentally exhausting. While consistency requires repetition, that doesn't mean you can't introduce variety in how you approach tasks. For example, if you're working on a long-term project, switch up your environment occasionally by working in a different location. If you have a fitness routine, try different workouts to keep things interesting. This keeps your brain engaged and prevents the feeling of monotony, which can contribute to burnout. Mindset also plays a crucial role in avoiding burnout and staying consistent. Many people develop an all-or-nothing mentality, where they believe that if they miss one day or fall behind, they have failed. This mindset leads to unnecessary stress and discouragement. Instead, adopt a flexible consistency approach, one that allows for occasional setbacks without derailing your progress. The key is to get back on track as soon as possible. Missing one day is not failure. Letting it turn into a week or month is. Learn to be kind to yourself and focus on long-term progress rather than short-term perfection. Additionally, having a strong support system can help prevent burnout. Surrounding yourself with like-minded people who encourage you can make a significant difference. Whether it's a mentor, a mastermind group, or supportive friends and family, having people to share your journey with keeps you accountable and motivated. When you feel overwhelmed, talking to someone who understands your struggles can provide valuable insights and encouragement. Success is not meant to be a lonely journey. Building a community of support will make consistency easier to maintain. Another important aspect of long-term consistency is finding intrinsic motivation, the kind of motivation that comes from within. External rewards, such as money or recognition, can drive you for a while, but true consistency comes from a deeper purpose. Ask yourself why you started in the first place. What is your ultimate goal? What impact do you want to create? When you connect your daily actions to a bigger purpose, staying consistent becomes easier, even during difficult times. Passion and purpose fuel discipline and prevent burnout by giving your work meaning. It's also essential to regularly reflect on your progress. Many people burn out because they don't take time to acknowledge how far they've come. When you only focus on how much work is left, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Instead, celebrate small wins along the way. Keep a journal or progress tracker to remind yourself of what you've achieved. Recognizing your growth not only boosts motivation, but also reinforces the habit of consistency. Finally, one of the most effective ways to stay consistent long-term is to cultivate patience. In today's world, where instant gratification is the norm, people expect quick results. But real success takes time. Understand that mastery, growth and achievement are built through small, consistent actions over months and years. Trust the process, stay committed, and remember that persistence beats intensity every time. In conclusion, avoiding burnout and staying consistent long-term requires a balanced approach. Recognize when you need rest, set realistic expectations, focus on high-impact tasks, and build structured breaks into your routine. Maintain variety, develop a strong support system, and connect your efforts to a deeper purpose. Celebrate small victories, be patient with your progress, and never let setbacks turn into complete failure. Success is not about working the hardest in short bursts. It's about showing up day after day, month after month, and year after year. If you master the ability to stay consistent without burning out, you will become truly unstoppable. Chapter 11. Turning consistency into a lifestyle. Consistency isn't just something you do temporarily, it's something you live. The challenge isn't about being consistent for a few weeks or months, but about making consistency a way of life. When consistency becomes a lifestyle, it doesn't feel like work, and achieving your goals becomes a natural part of who you are. It's about changing your mindset and integrating habits so deeply into your life that you don't even have to think twice about them. This transformation is where true success begins. The first step in making consistency a lifestyle is shifting your identity. People who are consistent don't see themselves as people who occasionally follow through. They see themselves as people who always follow through. Their identity aligns with their actions. So start by asking yourself, who do I want to be? And what consistent habits will help me embody that person? Instead of saying, I want to be more productive, reframe your mindset to say, I am a productive person. When you believe that you are someone who stays consistent, your actions will follow suit. The power of identity is immense. When your self-image matches your desired behavior, it becomes almost impossible not to follow through. It's no longer an effort to be consistent, it's simply who you are. This mindset shift also helps to avoid feeling overwhelmed. Rather than focusing on the end result, focus on who you need to become. This will help you stay on course without feeling burdened by the tasks in front of you. Every small step you take reinforces your identity as someone who follows through, turning each action into a reinforcement of the lifestyle you're building. But identity alone isn't enough. To turn consistency into a lifestyle, you need to build non-negotiable routines. Routines are the backbone of consistency. When you have a well-established routine, you don't have to think about what needs to be done next. It's automatic. Your brain is no longer wasting energy on decisions about whether to work, exercise, or study. You've already decided that these are essential parts of your day. Creating a routine requires planning. It's about structuring your days in a way that supports your goals. The key is to find balance. Your routine should allow for focus and deep work, but also provide time for rest and rejuvenation. A successful routine is one that includes both productivity and relaxation. If you don't take time to rest, you'll burn out. If you don't prioritize work, you'll stagnate. Finding the right balance ensures that your consistency doesn't come at the cost of your mental health or long-term well-being. Think about the routine of successful individuals. They don't wake up and decide what to do. They already know. They've created systems for themselves. That's the power of a routine. It eliminates decision fatigue. Your brain can't make endless decisions without draining your energy, so by creating a routine, you're freeing up your mental space for higher-level thinking and creativity. Another crucial aspect of turning consistency into a lifestyle is staying adaptable. Life is unpredictable, and your plans may not always go according to the script. However, consistency doesn't mean rigidly sticking to a plan no matter what. It means adapting to circumstances while keeping your overall commitment intact. Adaptability is the key to sustainable consistency. Let's say you've planned to exercise every morning, but one day you wake up feeling unwell. A strict approach to consistency might tell you to push through the sickness, but that's a recipe for burnout. Instead, consistent people know when to adjust. They might shift their workout to later in the day or change their activity to something more gentle, like walking or stretching. The commitment to consistency is still there. It's just expressed in a different form based on the situation. The goal is to make sure that no matter what happens, you stay committed to your progress. It's important to allow flexibility for life's challenges while still maintaining the overarching goal of consistency. This is how consistency becomes a sustainable lifestyle. Moreover, accountability is crucial for turning consistency into a lifestyle. Even the most disciplined individuals need someone or something to hold them accountable. This could be a friend, a mentor, a coach, or even a self-tracking system. Without accountability, it's easy to slip into complacency. If you have someone you check in with regularly, or a tool that tracks your progress, you'll feel more compelled to stay consistent. Accountability provides a layer of responsibility that can prevent you from falling off track. It helps you stay focused and reminds you of the reasons you committed to consistency in the first place. While accountability is essential, it's also important to remember that internal motivation plays a huge role. Relying solely on external forces to keep you consistent can be draining. True consistency comes from within. This means identifying your intrinsic motivators, why you want to be consistent, and what it means for your life. When your internal motivation is strong enough, external accountability becomes a supplement rather than a necessity. Think about the difference between external and internal motivation. External motivation is driven by external rewards, consequences, or the presence of others. Internal motivation, on the other hand, comes from a deep-seated desire to achieve something for yourself. It's the fuel that powers you when external factors are no longer available. To strengthen internal motivation, regularly revisit your why. Why do you want to stay consistent? What does achieving your goal mean for you? This exercise helps create a powerful emotional connection to your actions, making consistency feel less like a chore and more like a meaningful part of your life. Tracking progress is another powerful tool for embedding consistency into your lifestyle. When you track your habits and results, you can see how far you've come, and that visibility reinforces your commitment to continue. Tracking progress can be as simple as checking off completed tasks, journaling about your daily achievements, or using apps designed to track habits. Seeing tangible evidence of your efforts not only boosts motivation, but also provides valuable feedback on what's working and what needs adjustment. Consistency also requires self-compassion. There will be days when you slip up, and that's okay. The key is not to beat yourself up, or let one setback derail your entire journey. Being kind to yourself when things don't go as planned ensures that you don't fall into the trap of negative self-talk. Instead of thinking, "I failed," think, "I'll do better tomorrow." This mindset of self-compassion will help you maintain your consistency without feeling like every misstep is a massive failure. One of the most powerful aspects of turning consistency into a lifestyle is understanding the compound effect. Small, consistent actions accumulate over time and lead to extraordinary results. It's not the occasional burst of effort that brings success. It's the daily mundane tasks, that when done consistently lead to massive change. This is the magic of consistency. It might not always feel exciting, but over time, your efforts compound and create incredible outcomes. Consider your fitness journey. A single workout might not show results, but if you consistently show up every day, your body starts to change in profound ways. The same is true for your career, your relationships, and your personal development. Small actions compounded over time can lead to transformational growth. Finally, remember that consistency is not about perfection, it's about persistence. You will face challenges, you will have setbacks, and some days you'll want to quit. But true consistency means getting back on track each time you fall. It's the ability to keep going despite obstacles that distinguishes those who succeed from those who give up. In conclusion, turning consistency into a lifestyle requires a shift in mindset, a commitment to routines, and the ability to adapt to challenges. It means becoming the type of person who does what they say they'll do, day in and day out. With time, effort, and the right strategies, consistency becomes second nature, and success follows. The key to this transformation is understanding that consistency isn't a short-term goal, it's a lifelong habit that once embedded into your life will carry you toward your dreams, one small step at a time. Conclusion: the ultimate power of consistency. Consistency is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. It's the force that turns dreams into reality, aspirations into achievements, and potential into success. Yet, many people struggle with consistency because they rely too much on motivation, which is unreliable and fleeting. The truth is, if you want to achieve lasting success, you must force yourself to be consistent, even on the days when you don't feel like it. Especially on those days. Because success isn't built on how much you do when you feel inspired, it's built on what you do when you don't feel like doing anything at all. As we've explored throughout this audiobook, consistency is not about being perfect or never making mistakes. It's about developing the mindset, habits, and systems that keep you moving forward despite obstacles, distractions, and self-doubt. It's about showing up every day, taking action, and trusting that your daily efforts will compound over time. Those who understand this principle and apply it relentlessly are the ones who achieve greatness in any area of life, whether it's career growth, personal development, health, relationships, or financial success. The biggest mistake people make when trying to build consistency is waiting for the right moment. They think they need to feel ready, motivated, or inspired before they take action. But the harsh reality is this: you will never always feel ready. There will always be distractions, challenges, and reasons to postpone. If you wait for the perfect time, you will wait forever. That's why successful people force themselves to be consistent. They don't rely on temporary bursts of motivation. They build discipline, set systems in place, and commit to showing up even when they don't feel like it. One of the most powerful ways to enforce consistency is by shifting your identity. The people who stick to their goals are not just people who occasionally work hard. They see themselves as the kind of people who always show up. They don't just run, they are runners. They don't just write, they are writers. They don't just work hard occasionally, they are hard workers. When you start seeing yourself as a disciplined, committed, and consistent person, your actions will naturally align with that belief. If you want to make consistency effortless, you must reprogram your mind to believe that consistency is simply part of who you are. Another critical factor in making consistency a lifelong habit is building systems instead of relying on willpower. Willpower is finite. You can only push yourself so far before exhaustion sets in. That's why the most successful people don't rely on willpower alone. They create systems that make consistency automatic. A system could be a structured daily routine, an accountability partner, a habit tracker, or an environment that makes taking action easier. When you have strong systems in place, you reduce the mental effort needed to stay consistent. Instead of waking up every day and deciding what to do, you simply follow the system you've already set up. This eliminates decision fatigue and makes consistency feel natural. At the same time, you must learn to embrace discomfort. One of the biggest reasons people fail to stay consistent is because they seek comfort. They want to feel good, so they avoid tasks that feel difficult or uncomfortable. But here's the secret. The most successful people are not the ones who always feel comfortable. They are the ones who have trained themselves to take action despite discomfort. They don't let temporary feelings of laziness, boredom, or fear dictate their actions. They understand that real growth happens outside of their comfort zones. So if you want to be truly consistent, you must stop negotiating with yourself. Stop saying, "I'll do it later," or "I'll start tomorrow." Stop giving yourself an easy way out. Instead, make a firm decision that no matter what, you will do what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. When you remove the option to quit, you eliminate excuses and force yourself to build momentum. The more you do this, the easier consistency becomes because your brain starts to recognize that taking action is not optional. It's a requirement. A key part of staying consistent is also learning how to recover from setbacks. No matter how disciplined you are, there will be times when you fail, miss a day, or feel like giving up. The difference between successful and unsuccessful people is not that successful people never fail, it's that they never let failure stop them. Instead of seeing setbacks as failures, they see them as learning experiences. They get back on track quickly, rather than letting one bad day turn into a bad week or month. Remember, missing one day won't ruin your progress, but quitting will. The sooner you can bounce back from setbacks, the more unstoppable you become. To sustain consistency long-term, you must also find ways to stay accountable. Accountability is one of the most powerful tools for maintaining discipline. When you know someone is watching, you're far less likely to slack off. Whether it's a mentor, a coach, a friend, or even a journal where you track your progress, accountability forces you to stay committed. If you struggle with consistency, find someone who will check in on your progress and hold you to your commitments. Another crucial part of staying consistent is tracking your progress. When you measure your actions and results, you stay motivated because you can see how far you've come. Even small wins add up over time, and when you have visible proof of your progress, it's easier to keep going. Keep a journal, use an app, or simply check off completed tasks. The act of tracking keeps you engaged, focused, and committed to continuous improvement. Finally, remind yourself that consistency is a lifelong journey. There is no final destination where you suddenly become permanently consistent without effort. Life will continue to test you. You will face distractions, hardships, and obstacles. But if you've built the mindset, habits, and systems of consistency, you will always find a way to stay on track. The more you practice, the stronger your discipline becomes, and over time, consistency will feel like second nature. So, as you move forward, commit to the idea that consistency is your superpower. It is the key that will unlock every door, overcome every challenge, and turn your ambitions into reality. Whether you want to build a successful career, improve your health, develop stronger relationships, or master a skill, consistency is the answer. Stop waiting. Stop making excuses and start taking action every single day. Because at the end of the day, success doesn't come to those who work hard once in a while. It comes to those who show up every day, no matter what. Force yourself.